Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Renegade Immortal episode number 522 based on novel. So let's start. Wang Lin's divine sense allowed him to see everything in this mysterious place. This place wasn't very big but was like a long, narrow passage. The side of the passage was very bleak and there were some broken areas on the side, making it seem as if this passage could collapse at any time. One end of the passage was where Wang Lin was, and the other end was very deep inside. Even Wang Lin's divine sense couldn't spread toward it, and he could only vaguely see a giant, stone door. There was a piece of paper on this door. It was a paper charm that kept it sealed. After pondering for a while, Wang Lin walked forward and disappeared. When he reappeared, he was at the end of the passage, 1,000 feet away from the stone gate. No divine sense could spread past this point, and a powerful pressure prevented anyone from entering. Wang Lin stood 1,000 feet away, staring at the stone door before him, and his eyes became serious. This stone door looked very old and also had some complicated words on it. He had never seen these words before, but he could feel the ancient aura these words gave off. After some careful observation, he saw that the stone door didn't seem to be standing there perfectly. Instead, it was as if someone had forced the stone door to be here so that it could support this passage and allow it to exist forever. After pondering for a bit, Wang Lin stepped forward into the 1,000-foot area. The moment he entered, his expression changed. A powerful pressure rushed out, making it difficult for his steps to land. Wang Lin's eyes lit up. This place was strange, and even now, he still had no idea what was going on. However, his right foot suddenly landed and the entire passage rumbled. After one step, he took another step, and every step crossed several dozen feet. In the blink of an eye, he arrived in the middle of this 1,000-foot distance. Here, popping sounds came from his body as if he was going to collapse. He was not here with his ancient god body, so he could not withstand the pressure if he went further. He formed a seal with his right hand and sat down, then he closed his eyes and pointed to between his eyebrows. Wang Lin's body suddenly trembled and a vortex appeared between his eyebrows. His origin soul left his body and then a bloodlight shined. The bloodlight was his blood sword. Wang Lin fused his origin soul with the blood sword. With the protection of the blood sword, Wang Lin's origin soul flew past the last 500 feet and headed toward the stone gate. For the blood sword and his origin soul, these 500 feet passed by in a flash. The rejection force was shocking. It continued to bombard the blood sword in an attempt to shatter Wang Lin's origin soul. At the last 100 feet, the rejection force reached a terrifying degree. The blood sword trembled and Wang Lin's origin soul was about to be pushed out from inside it. His origin soul held on and the blood sword slammed into the side of the passage to stabilize itself. Although it had stabbed into the side, the blood sword was still being pushed back. The distance of 100 feet was already very close for Wang Lin. His origin soul appeared above the blood sword and he stared at the stone gate and the paper charm on it. Observing it closely, Wang Lin was almost certain that someone had placed this stone gate there later, and its purpose was to support this passage. There was also the paper charm on the stone door. The rejection force was coming from the paper charm. Its role was to seal the door so that no one could come in from the outside or leave from the inside. What kind of place is outside the door? Wang Lin thought quickly, but the blood sword was still being pushed back. As a result, Wang Lin went from 100 feet from the door to 200 feet. The blood sword was pushed out from the side of the passage until it was 500 feet away. Wang Lin's origin soul returned to his body and his eyes opened. If my original body was here, while the 500 feet would be difficult, I could walk to the door by using the immortal spell. However, if I were to leave now to fuse with my original body, it would waste a lot of time. There was a flash of coldness in Wang Lin's eyes. During his life of cultivation, he had never bowed to any force. At this moment, he let out a cold snort and his eyes formed a seal. The thunder in his left eye flashed and his thunder essence appeared. At the same time, the fire in Wang Lin's right eye raged, revealing a burning flame. He raised his hands as he sat there. His left hand was life and his right hand was death. Open palm was karmic cause and closed palm was karmic effect. His eyes opened and closed as the true and false essence revolved around him. In the end, a shocking slaughter aura erupted from his body. His sixth essence, the slaughter essence, rushed out. The six essences condensed between his eyebrows and the vortex between his eyebrows appeared again before his origin soul rushed out. His origin soul returned to the blood sword with the six essences. Thunder flashed, fire burned, the three ethereal essences rotated around it, and the slaughter essence opened a path. At this moment, the blood sword charged toward the stone door 500 feet away. As it charged forward, the rejection force became even stronger, but it couldn't stop the full force of Wang Lin's cultivation. His origin soul was like an invincible sword. In a flash, he closed into 100 feet, but this time he didn't stop, he charged forward. In a flash, the blood sword stabbed directly into the stone door. The sword pierced 3 inches deep into the stone door. There was a buzz as the sword shook violently and a powerful rejection force rushed out. It collided with Wang Lin's 6 essences and wanted to break his origin soul. The moment the blood sword pierced the paper charm and went 3 inches into the stone door, Wang Lin's origin soul felt an aura that didn't belong to the cave but he was very familiar with. This was the aura of the immortal astral continent, the place his divine sense had explored right after his dream Tao ended. The immortal astral continent, a world that had existed for countless years. It was the size of countless inner and outer realms. Even third-step cultivators needed a very long time to cross it. The immortal astral continent was known as the most spectacular place in the universe. In the eastern part of the immortal astral continent, there was an endless mountain range. It was covered in fog and filled with celestial energy. Birds and flowers filled the area and flying cranes danced in the sky. This mountain range size was equal to about 10% the brilliant void star system. The mountain range looked endless, but it was merely a speck of dust compared to the entire immortal astral continent. There was a mountain in the mountain range that pierced into the sky like a sword, pointing upwards. Although it looked endlessly tall up close, it still only looked like a small hill from afar. There was a large group of palaces on this hill. This was a branch of a sect on the immortal astral continent. This sect was called the Guiyi sect. This sect was about the same as the Seven Tao sect. It couldn't be considered a big sect. At this moment, within the main square of this branch, there was a giant clock 10,000 feet tall floating there. It looked very majestic from a distance. However, just at this moment, the clock trembled and a buzz that echoed across the entire sect came from it. Several rays of light immediately flew over from the surrounding palaces. When they arrived, a shocking blood-colored light came from the clock. The moment the blood light appeared, it radiated brightly. It was as if this light had left the immortal astral continent for far too long, but today it had returned once more. A scarlet red sword tip appeared within the blood light. It had stabbed 3 inches through the clock, and the shocking blood light was coming from it. Yimo's sword. One of the rays of light arrived faster than others and instantly closed in. This was a middle-aged man wearing a strange robe. His eyes shined and his peak arcane void cultivation spread out. There was a hint of arcane turbulent power coming from his arcane void cultivation. It was obvious this person had already passed an unknown amount of arcane turbulence. As he closed in, the remaining rays of light arrived, revealing 8 people. They all stood under the clock and stared at the tip of the sword that had pierced through with strange gazes. Under their gazes, the sword tip slowly retracted and the blood light disappeared from the clock, leaving only the mark that would remain for eternity. Everyone silently pondered as they coldly stared at the clock. Everyone was silent. One of them slowly said, "Senior brother, should we open this Eastern Pill clock?" "No need for now." Before Senior Brother Ma took some people and left, he said that this clock must not be opened. He will come back on his own. Yimi's blood sword. It seems that the rumor that Yimo was lured into the cave of the Seven Tao sect is true. That seven-colored sovereign abandoned his Tao partner and sealed the Seven Tao sect. He must have obtained a valuable treasure. Senior Brother Ma studied this for a long time and used my Guiyi sect's treasure to open a passage to the cave. With Senior Brother Ma's cultivation level and methods, there is no need for us to worry. Inside the strange passage, The blood sword withdrew from the stone door, and Wang Lin's origin soul was in shock. The rejection force knocked the sword back 500 feet. His origin soul returned to his body, and then he grabbed the sword and retreated 1,000 feet. Wang Lin looked at the stone door with a serious expression, and his heart rate accelerated. His full cultivation was active and he was extremely alert. He felt a sensation of his mouth turning dry. After a long time, he saw that there was still no change to the stone door. Only then did he finally let out a deep breath. Immortal Astral Continent? Outside this stone gate is the Immortal Astral Continent. Wang Lin looked at the surrounding passage and enlightenment appeared in his eyes. I understand. I originally thought this was the door to the seven-colored celestial sovereign's cave. However, it is obvious now that this isn't the door but a passage someone else opened. Wang Lin stared at the stone door 1,000 feet away with a gloomy expression as he retreated. As he moved, the strings of mosquito eggs gave off flickers of light, causing this whole place to look extremely bizarre. This passage should not exist. Someone opened this passage directly into the seven-colored celestial sovereign's cave. Who opened his passage? Wang Lin's eyes lit up and his brain began to work. He quickly searched his mind, looking for traces of clues. Through these clues, Wang Lin began deducing what happened back then. Who is it? Is it the madman? Or someone else? Wang Lin retreated and arrived back at the place where the mosquito beast was absorbing the eggs. The mosquito beast didn't know what Wang Lin was thinking and was still happily absorbing. Its body shined as it slowly digested what it had absorbed. Just as Wang Lin retreated to the edge of the rift and was about to leave, he suddenly stopped and looked up. Lightning rumbled in his mind as he remembered something. At the Scattered Thunder clan, I learned that a long time ago, a group of mysterious people appeared. They wore strange clothes and had unprecedented spells and treasures. When I absorbed the Eternal Thunderbolt, I saw its memory and saw vague images of that group of people. There was also the Soul Lasher. That whip was a treasure that belonged to them. I had thought about going to the planet 5 Elements to find Na Duo. 1. The leader of that group looked like Na Duo. From the news of the Scattered Thunder clan, those mysterious cultivators came from the outside the ancient star system. However, there is nothing outside, so they are clearly cultivators from the Immortal Astral Continent. Wang Lin's eyes shined brightly and his mind became clear as he continued to analyze. He didn't hear the words of the people in the Guiyi sect, but as Wang Lin continued to analyze, he gradually began to grasp the truth. A bold speculation appeared in his heart. The seven-color celestial sovereign of the Seven Dao sect won the heavenly Dao and abandoned his Dao partner. He sealed the Seven Dao sect and comprehended the heavenly Dao inside his cave. However, his behavior caused others to become suspicious. On a certain day, someone with amazing talent on the Immortal Astral Continent used a special method to open up a direct passage to the seven-colored celestial sovereign's cave. They arrived through this passage. These people are the mysterious cultivators that the Scattered Thunder clan met. They didn't first appear in the outer realm but in the Wind Celestial realm. However, no one in the Wind Celestial realm noticed their appearance. They sealed this passage and left the Wind Celestial realm. Perhaps they had searched the inner realm, but in the end they left the realm sealing formation and went to the outer realm. Then, for countless years, they disappeared. After a long time, the four celestial realms collapsed and the passage that was sealed suffered damage. Perhaps it was always unstable, or a passage to somewhere else opened up. There are many possibilities, but the end result is that it attracted a group of mosquito beasts from an unknown place. These mosquito beasts reproduced inside the passage and ripped open the seal. They rushed into the collapsed Wind Celestial realm and occupied this place. Various images appeared in Wang Lin's mind. They were all illusory, things he imagined. He looked at the end of the passage and pondered. This is the second time this rift has been opened. However, it is obvious that these people still exist in this cave, and they haven't left. Otherwise, this stone door and passage wouldn't exist. They would have sealed it completely and leave no trace so they couldn't be detected in the future. Since they haven't left, where are they? Planet 5 Elements. They haven't found what they want yet. Perhaps what they want is the same as the seven-colored daoist and old ghost Zon. The mantis stalks the cicada, unaware of the oriole behind. These people must have this idea. Wang Lin's body moved and his right hand reached toward the mosquito. He was going to bring the mosquito out of the rift with him. However, the mosquito beasts revealed a reluctant gaze as it looked at all the eggs. It let out a hiss at Wang Lin. Wang Lin turned and looked at the millions of mosquito eggs. His eyes lit up and he waved his right hand. A gust of wind rushed through the passage, causing the eggs to disappear. They were put into Wang Lin's storage space. The Mosquito King hissed cheerfully and was no longer reluctant to leave as it followed Wang Lin out of the rift. Outside in the wind celestial realm, the wind howled and fog covered the rift. Wang Lin stood beside the rift and his hands formed a seal. Then his hands closed together and the edges of the rift trembled. Soon, the rift closed in and melded back together. After sealing the rift, Wang Lin's right hand began forming seals until it became blurry. Endless restrictions appeared, landing on the rift. In the blink of an eye, the countless seals completely shrouded the rift. After doing all of this, Wang Lin silently pondered for a bit but still felt worried. He raised his right hand at the void and the world rumbled. The giant head he got from the ancient tomb that was used to grow the ancient leaves suddenly appeared. There was still a large amount of dried trees on it, but a lot of ancient leaves had grown. 3 years ago, when Wang Lin absorbed all those ancient clan statues in the ancient celestial realm, he had been slowly sending ancient power into this place. These ancient leaves had grown as a result of that. With one wave, a few dozen complete ancient leaves flew off the trees and flew into Wang Lin's hand. He waved his hand and these leaves landed on the sealed rift, sealing it once more. After doing all of this, Wang Lin collected the remaining ancient leaves and put the head back into his storage space. He then waved his sleeve and left this fog with the Mosquito King. As the rift was sealed, it disappeared without a trace. The fog around it also thinned until it disappeared completely. Floating there, Wang Lin lowered his head and looked at the wind celestial realm below him. His divine sense spread out and covered the entire wind celestial realm. The entire wind celestial realm appeared in his mind. The collapse of the wind celestial realm was not irreversible, and because of the mosquito beasts, the collapse was not very complete. This place was much better than the rain or thunder celestial realms. As for the lightning celestial realm, Wang Lin had never gone there, so he didn't know the changes that had occurred there. Then let's use this wind celestial realm as the foundation. If the lightning celestial realm is as well preserved, then it can be integrated as well. Wang Lin took a breath and raised his hands. His spirit void cultivation rushed out into his divine sense, which had shrouded the entire wind celestial realm. The fragments of the wind celestial realm gathered from all directions as if an invisible force was pushing them toward the center. As the countless fragments rumbled, even the endless wind began to collapse. The mosquito beasts that had lived here for a long time all flew into the air. They were all terrified as they looked around in a daze. Gather! Wang Lin's white hair flowed in the wind as he let out roar, and his raised hands suddenly clapped together. With Wang Lin's current cultivation level, he was able to make the countless wind celestial realm fragments gather once more. Mid-stage spirit void was powerful even among the third step cultivators. There were very few of these in the inner and outer realms. The earth continued to tremble as it moved slowly, thunderous rumbles echoing. At this moment, if one looked from above, the wind celestial realm was like a scattered mirror where the pieces were slowly moving toward each other and finally fusing back together. The moment they gathered, a complete continent suddenly appeared. The wind in the sky suddenly collapsed, there was no trace left behind. The countless mosquito beasts in the sky trembled. They detected Wang Lin and the terrifying power coming from him. Over the last 100 years, many mosquito beasts had been killed by Wang Lin's Mosquito King. All the powerful mosquito beasts had all died for some reason years ago. The remaining weren't strong enough to cause any problems. After reforming the wind celestial realm, Wang Lin landed on the continent and sat down. He closed his eyes and his divine sene spread out. He fused with this continent and controlled it to fly forward. Thunderous rumbles echoed. Under Wang Lin's control, He brought the wind celestial realm out of the world it existed in by force and into the cloud sea. The continent floated there, emitting magnificent amounts of celestial energy. This celestial energy was different from what was on the immortal astral continent. It has been changed by Joss flames and was a celestial energy that belonged to the cave world. A long time, the Lord of the Celestial Realm created these 4 continents to gather Joss flames. As a result, the continents of the 4 celestial realms were different from normal. Those mosquito beasts were on the continent and were suppressed by Wang Lin's pressure, so they couldn't fly out, they could only tremble and move with the continent. The stars rumbled and Wang Lin sat on the continent. Although his eyes were closed, his divine sense controlled the continent to fly towards Summoned River. He was going to the Lightning Celestial Realm. The Lightning Celestial Realm was the only celestial realm Wang Lin hadn't been to. That place gave off countless bright lights that created a gorgeous reflection. 1. The mummy who Wang Lin stole a bag of holding from back on planet Suzaku that came to Wang Lin to get it back. He was also the one who told Wang Lin the planet crystal might help break the limit of the G realm. The howl echoed across the stars, and this sound became even more intense. Under Wang Lin's control, the large wind celestial realm continent charged out. After reclaiming the Summoned River, some of the Summoned River cultivators in all heaven had returned to their hometown in the last 3 years. They were familiar with this place and they would recover better there. The lightning celestial realm of the Summoned River was very different from the other 3. It was completely open, and as long as one entered the northern part of the Summoned River, they would clearly see the bright, silver river. This silver river was the lightning celestial realm. Wang Lin had come to the Summoned River several times, but each time he was in a rush. He had seen this silver river too and knew it was the lightning celestial realm, but he had never entered. The wind celestial realm rushed in, and the moment it appeared in the Summoned River, a ripple spread out along with it a powerful pressure. The wind celestial realm continent slowly stopped before the silver river in the north. Wang Lin stood up and looked at the lightning celestial realm. He stepped forward and entered the silver river. The silver river contained countless small fragments. The lights coming from them formed this eternal silver river. On the 3rd step since Wang Lin entered the lightning celestial realm, he stepped out from the silver river, looking tired. He waved his hand and the entire silver river shook. The silver river flew toward the wind celestial realm continent and slowly rotated around it. As it rotated, the wind celestial realm continent was shrouded by this silver river. From afar, it was very beautiful. The destruction of the lightning celestial realm is irreparable. It can only exist as a guardian river for the future celestial realm. Wang Lin let out a sigh as he controlled the wind celestial realm continent and the silver river to leave. The 3rd place he was going to go was the thunder celestial realm in all heaven. Wang Lin was very familiar with the thunder celestial realm as he had been to many places there. Soon, the giant wind celestial realm continent surrounded by the silver river appeared in all heaven. The ripples caused by their appearance were immediately noticed by the recovering cultivators in all heaven. They all trembled and spread out their divine senses. What they saw shocked them. At the entrance of the thunder celestial realm, the bolt of thunder at the gate had long disappeared, pulled away by Wang Lin years ago. Upon returning to this familiar place, he didn't hesitate to step into the thunder celestial realm. The collapse of the thunder celestial realm was too destructive. A lot of the continents were taken by Master Flame's Park, and after all the things that happened, very little remained. The entire Thunder Celestial Realm was in ruin and was filled with desolation. It was extremely unstable here, as if it could collapse on a large scale at any moment. Looking at everything before him, Wang Lin let out a sigh. This place can no longer be used. The Thunder Celestial Realm is unsalvageable. After pondering for a moment, Wang Lin shook his head and withdrew his divine sense, then he turned to leave. Deep within the Thunder Celestial Realm was old Ghost John, and his eyes revealed a mysterious light. Although Wang Lin couldn't perceive his presence, he could see Wang Lin. To gather the 4 celestial realms. How much does he know? Is he the 3rd one? Old Ghost John pondered, not stopping Wang Lin from leaving. The moment Wang Lin walked out from the Thunder Celestial Realm, his eyes shined an undetectable amount. When his divine sense first spread out, he didn't notice old Ghost John. However, the heaven-defying bead inside his body suddenly moved and released a strange power. With this power, Wang Lin suddenly noticed old Ghost Zhon looking at him from the depths of the Thunder Celestial Realm. Wang Lin didn't act recklessly but left without revealing any change in his mood. So he is still hiding here. After leaving the Thunder Celestial Realm, Wang Lin moved at full speed toward the last Celestial Realm, the Brilliant Void's Reign Celestial Realm. Several days later, Wang Lin stood at the intersection of the 4 Celestial Realms. In less than half a month, Wang Lin had gone to all 4 Celestial Realms and gathered enough resources to reform the Celestial Realm. Looking at the space of the inner realm, Wang Lin closed his eyes. A moment later, he suddenly opened his eyes and pointed at the space below him. The Wind Celestial Realm continent will act as the root of the new Celestial Realm. After he spoke, the Wind Celestial Realm continent flew out from behind Wang Lin toward where he pointed. As it moved, it released a powerful pressure, and celestial energy filled the area. It was located at the intersection of the 4 star systems. If it was divided by star system, each star system would occupy more than 20%. The new Celestial Realm isn't big, but the dust of the Reign Celestial Realm will help make it expand. Wang Lin waved his hand and the endless dust he had gathered in the Reign Celestial Realm flew out. The moment the dust appeared, it fused with the new Celestial Realm. As layers and layers landed, it caused a thick layer of dust to form on the new Celestial Realm. Just at this moment, Wang Lin raised his right hand and pointed his 5 fingers at the sky. Then his eyes lit up and a giant palm print appeared in the sky. This palm print was the War Spirit print. The moment the print appeared, it slammed down toward the continent with Wang Lin's control. The palm print was powerful but had no destructive force. Instead, the pressure of the palm was used to condense the dust. As the dust condensed, the continent began to expand. Thunderous rumbles echoed and the continent expanded a large amount. From afar, it was already incomparably large. The lightning Celestial Realm's Silver River will protect the new Celestial Realm. This river will divide the mortals from the celestials so that no cultivator under the soul formation stage can enter. This is law. Wang Lin waved his sleeve and the Silver River flew over. It surrounded the entire continent and gave off a burst of silver light. Under this light, the new Celestial Realm became its own realm. Wheel formation, make this new Celestial Realm the core of the formation. Fuse the aura of the ancient star system here. Wang Lin bit the tip of his tongue and spat out essence blood. It sprayed on the new Celestial Realm and the Silver River. When his blood fell, the wheel formation that surrounded the inner realm suddenly activated. A giant wheel shadow appeared above the new Celestial Realm. It continued to absorb large amounts of outer realm aura and then injected it into the new Celestial Realm. This realm has been formed, but it is only rudimentary. However, it is no longer necessary for me to worry about how it will change in the future. Right now the last thing to do is connect the souls of all the cultivation planets in the 4 star systems to the new Celestial Realm. Then all the mortals that become cultivators will be led to the Celestial Realm once they reach the soul formation stage. Wang Lin sat above the illusory wheel that floated above the continent. At the same time, due to Wang Lin's actions during the last half-month, all the inner realm cultivators knew what was happening. Wang Lin had sent out a message, and under the command of Qin Lin and others, the remaining cultivators scattered across the 4 star systems. They went to every planet and continent where life could appear. The formation of the new Celestial Realm was not something Wang Lin could do alone. All he was doing was creating land itself. In fact, Master Hongshan and others could do this as well, but they still needed to heal after the war. Also, they don't know the secret that this whole place was just a cave, so they couldn't see further. Only Wang Lin knew everything. He understood the meaning of responsibility, and there was something he needed to do. Wang Lin knew that the war with the outer realm was about to come to an end, or it was already over. However, the inner realm was about to face an even bigger test. Either he would pass this test and lead the people out of the cave, or he would fail and everyone in the cave would die. All life would be destroyed, and after tens of thousands of years under the heavenly Tao, new life would appear like a reincarnation cycle. Perhaps one day, after countless years, there will be any baby named Wang Lin that will be born. The tens of thousands of remaining inner realm cultivators appeared everywhere in the last half-month in the 4-star systems. They each took a part of the soul of a planet and then moved on to another one. In the last 3 days of the last month, the tens of thousands of cultivators returned one by one. They offered the parts of the planet's souls they had taken, and these souls fused with the new celestial realm. When the last cultivator returned, the new celestial realm contained the souls of all the planets in the 4-star systems that could hold life. Now all the cultivators that appeared would be led to the new celestial realm once they reached the soul formation stage. After doing all of this, Wang Lin's divided origin soul returned to his body. He opened his eyes and clasped his hands at the tens of thousands of inner realm cultivators looking at him. I'm about to go on a trip, and I don't know if I'll survive or not. I'll not hold the title of Lord of the Sealed Realm. Guarding for 3 years and forming the new celestial realm are the last things I'll do. Now I'm going to defy the Celestials. If I succeed, then the Celestials will collapse. If I lose, then I'll die. Situ, if I die, I hope you will tell everyone what I told you. Record it in a jade, place it on every planet, within every treasure, and in this new celestial realm. Even if all sentient beings are destroyed, this will be something the heavens can't destroy. Give the future generation a chance of knowing the truth. Wang Lin looked up and flew off into the distance. His back was filled absolute loneliness. Behind him, the tens of thousands of cultivators, including Qing Lin, Master Hongshan, Situ Nan, and others, all clasped their hands at Wang Lin. This video will end here.